Guys, I'm excited. Street Tales Network, we're growing, we're pushing. We've got a website coming out. And also we have our book. It was actually, I just got the notification, officially published.
Moto.
On,
There we
absolutely. You can get it on Amazon. You'll be able to get it on the website, streettalesnetwork.com. And push it, try to push it. Local bookstores, ask them, they can order it, they can get it there direct. You can also meet the author, meet the people in the book. All three of these individuals here. Actually, we're all in the book, but we're all in the book.
We are the book.
We are the book, absolutely. But the purpose of this book is it's not to be read like a novel. It is a podcast book. I'm very excited about it. Each section is a story, somebody's story, and there'll be a QR code that you can listen to the podcast that was recorded for that individual. The book is not an exact transcript of that podcast. That's not what it was. I tried to edit it down, just highlight the stories from each individual. The first three sections are friends of mine that I've grown to know. Starts off with Monte Duncan, who we were college football players together, and grew to, he's a lifelong friend of mine. And his story, Dave Tarbox, another individual, grew up in Mass, had a life of addiction, criminality. He ended up going to prison for robbing some banks, but he hit rock bottom, but he was able to rebuild himself. Same thing with Monte. He ended up making some different decisions after college, but he was able to rebuild his life, and they're doing better. And then Joe Caputo, again, got into drugs and criminality at a very young age, actually overdosed twice, was dead. His friends were talking about how to get rid of his body like that. And he's now rebuilt himself. He's fitness.
I hope he's still not friends with those guys.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Immediately cut those guys off. And it's their stories. And the book just edits down specifically the highlight the stories I was trying to get into. And it's in a conversation form, so it's a little new. I haven't seen anything like it. There might be a reason for that. We'll find out. But I like the concept. And that's the first three sections of the book. The back three tell these individual stories. All of us were in law enforcement, but we all had very different paths to get there. So, Mo, kick it off to you.
I want to say first that when Tyler brought the idea of the book and the idea of a podcast-based book, I thought this is absolutely innovative. As somebody who listens to podcasts a lot, nothing I've ever heard of. And the idea of someone being able to pick up a book, have the stories right there, but then be able to really dive into them with using the QR code to go to our podcast, I just thought brilliant. So good job on that, Tyler, I would definitely say. I was also very honored to be asked to put my story in the book, share a little bit about me, the way I grew up. I grew up pretty, I would say, normal, but it was the path that got me into law enforcement that was based in a lot of the things that my father experienced and the things that we encountered in the neighborhood that we lived in, having moved into a neighborhood that was a predominantly white neighborhood and us being very few black families in the neighborhood. That I didn't realize at the time, but led me down the path of becoming a law enforcement officer and impacted my why, my purpose. I always say if you're going to be a cop, you definitely you got to have a purpose. Saying that, I want to help people gets old because you realize you're not helping people a lot of times. In many cases, you're dealing with the same people that are going through the same situation. So you have to have a purpose. And my purpose was gained very young in life.
Yeah.
And it was very unique to be able to share that. And again, I appreciate you realizing and recognizing that this was something that was worthy to share. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, Tyler, I think the biggest thing I really liked is how you showed it from both sides. And you did it when you told me that, hey, I want to have you on it. I was never a big podcast guy. Now that I'm on one, they're kind of cool. I got to admit that.
They're fun.
But the thing that I liked, it wasn't let's talk about how many people you arrested or how many people you shot and stuff. No, Tyler was like, I want to know what got you to get into law enforcement. And I liked how you had the guys that were on the other side of the law. Maybe it's the olderness in me, but it's they're still people. And,
sure.
And, I had I think Tyler and I talked about this, people we were arrested in our careers. I had more respect than normal law-abiding citizens. And
Yeah.
And Tyler, I brought this up with you. It's people are like, oh, well, why doesn't that person just stop robbing banks or doing drugs? I'm like, dude, you don't know this. I'm not saying dude to you, Tyler. Dude, you don't know how they grew up, where they grew up. You could have grown up in a perfect household and still been a scumbag.
Yeah.
And these people some people grew up in a bad area and they had maybe one parent or something like that. And they're surrounded by drugs and this and that. Like, I don't want to hear that, like, oh, you should have just went to do that. Like, dude, you grew up in white suburbia where everything's handed to you. Don't like judge somebody until you actually live in their shoes.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that's the thing that I love about this podcast is that we don't talk about, you know, like, I mean, we can talk about like how much BJ benches and deadlifts, which is cool. Which is, I'm not gonna lie, it's like ungodly, but it's like, but we talk about like why Mo got into law enforcement, why BJ got into it, why Tyler, why Adam, me,
right,
the best. Let's be honest.
That's right.
Oh,
We
God.
got into it.
Yes.
And no, Mo, I don't think I'm the best at all. I'm a complete idiot, and I fully admit it.
We love you.
Yeah, I love you. But I liked how we like when Tyler let me tell my story.
Yeah.
Like he just like he didn't want to like, oh, tell me about like the invasion of Iraq or when you were in Afghanistan or when you know you did stuff with this other agency and no, he's like, what made you get there and like. And we're all the same, and the one thing I always like, it wasn't like, this isn't like a like look how cool I am podcast. This is like because we've all done cool stuff, but it's all from a different story.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and I think that's the coolest thing. Like I can't lift as much as you guys, and I think that's the coolest thing in the world. I don't be like, yeah, you know, I mean, I work out with Tyler and BJ, you know, they're deadlifting 650. I'm up to 550. I'm like, dude, I would be like, I'm up to 155 now. We're not tooting our own horns.
Yeah.
We're not having, can I say, a penis measuring contest and stuff like that.
I mean, you can say it.
You can say, you can throw it out there.
Yeah.
It couldn't happen.
So, but you know, that's why I mean, and it's like, I like to add too that like, this is my first time meeting BJ and Mo in person. And I really feel like I've known them for ages now.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Just from like Tyler talking to me, and I mean this is a funny group because like when you really think about it, you three have known each other for
Over a decade.
I've known Tyler since
Last year.
December of when?
No, it was this year.
Yeah, of January of 2025.
Yeah.
And you know, I was telling my wife Jamie and she likes you, so that's a good sign when my wife likes a friend.
That's a positive. Yeah.
But because she's like, Tyler's nice, good people. I'm like, and I told Tyler just a couple days ago, I'm like, dude, I'm looking forward to this trip because he's been bugging me to come up to Connecticut and visit him, and I'm like, I'm not in a good headspace now, like, you know, and he's like, I get it, and you were like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And like, I'm out here and I'm like, I told Tyler, I'm like, this is going to be good for the soul because I get to see you and I get to meet Mo and BJ and it's just going to be a fun time. Now, probably like 5 hours from now, we're going to be like in the hotel lobby, you mother, you know, but all right, I'm talking.
No, you're good.
I'm going to go to BJ because like his hands could crush my head like a grape.
No, man. Again, it's somebody we've talked many a night.
Yep.
And we're both obviously filled with, I don't know how many ideas we've spat out.
A lot.
And that have kind of just come and gone.
Yep.
So I was telling you the other day, I'm glad to see one of the ideas kind of like, as I say, make it out of the group chat.
Yes.
And come to fruition.
Yeah.
So again, it's good to see, and thank you for including me. But what I got to say about not just the book, but the podcast is, as you guys said, it's a podcast about people.
Yeah.
Not necessarily just about the law enforcement part, which is like, and I tell people this all the time when I was in recruiting, the job is the job.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You can't really sugarcoat it or change what it is. The job is a job, whether you're in Florida, California, Midwest, whatever. So it's good to kind of get the stories of the people because that's what makes it unique. That's what makes it compelling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like with anything else, right? So it is a unique book.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Like I said, I agree with you. I don't think I've ever read a book or seen anything that's kind of like it. So
There might be a reason for that. We'll find out.
Interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah.
You guys can't say, but fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
It'll be fine.
But I think it's a great format because you can always expound upon it.
Yep.
And there's as you put a volume, you expect there to be more. Right?
Correct. That's the goal.
So I think it's great, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Absolutely.
I think people are going to resonate with this because people like to hear people's stories.
Yeah.
They can see themselves in it. And telling all the different perspectives like you are, people are going to, this is going to resonate. It's not going to be
Yeah.
fingers crossed. It's going to be people are looking for it.
Yeah, Tyler just wants to know about the person, whether it's the cop or it's the criminal, or who says they're even a criminal? They did
Or
something,
victims.
Yeah.
or victim.
Yeah.
And especially this day in law enforcement, and not even this day in the world, especially in the United States, too many people are out there like see somebody and be like, look at that guy, that guy's a cop, he's a jerk. Like, you don't know what's going on with that
Not at all.
person.
Nope.
Yeah.
You don't know what his home life is or her home life is. It's the same like when you get somebody on the side of the road in an accident or like arresting them.
Yeah.
And maybe they're an ass, or maybe they're you're like, oh, this person's, but like, we don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's just share stories.
And that's the beauty of this podcast. It's like,
Yeah.
like we're all human.
And that's why, for the book, that's why I struggle with it. I wanted to keep it in a conversational way because it's their words.
Yeah.
It's not me interpreting and trying to
Yeah.
write a story. It's their words and how they said it and how they felt. And that was the goal. So I'm excited about it. Again, like I said, I just got the message. So it's up on Amazon.com. It's our website, StreetTalesNetwork.com. And yeah, help us push it. I'd like to do, like I said, this is volume 1 with the expectation of more to come. So I appreciate it, guys.